an ADC build. Sam's first ADC build, smiley face. Can I move this? Okay. I'm going to put that over to the side for now. So, King of the Castle, you definitely want. I've never even seen Borat. I don't know. My brother always quotes it. King's Castle gives you your 48 PP plus scaling. I'm an adult. Plus scaling. And, okay. While I'm typing, I'm going to have it on screen so you guys can see. Plus scaling. And 6% lifesteal. Okay. I'm going to write down all options and then we'll weed them out. Adrenaline boost. Oh, wait, no. What was the active for King Castle again? Oh, yeah. Plus, I don't know, I'll do the active like this. I'll go bop, dash, 600, 60-second CD. Bop. Adrenaline boost. You get so much attack speed. Holy shit, that's awesome. Adren boost equals 35%, and then in parentheses, 50% plus 50% AS. Okay. And 30% crit chance. That's not percent. Plus scaling. And 12% MS. 60-second cooldown. Damn, these 60-second cooldowns means that like they'll be up for like every fight. Ammo. Critical damage. Don't forget the aspects. You basically have 4 passives. Yeah, and you get to choose them. That's so cool. Okay, let me go through. Hold up. So, you get power and lifesteal. Attack speed and crit chance. Power and lifesteal. So, all 3 of these seem like absolute staples. No, never mind. I misspoke. You wouldn't get both of these. That'd probably be too much because you don't want 2 scaling things of crit chance, most likely. Maybe you do, but this already puts you at 55% before you start scaling them. I think you would only opt into one of these. Scaling lifesteal? I don't think you want scaling lifesteal. I think you get... Oh yeah, but this is the overheal one. The overheal is nice. Let me look. Titan Slayer. So if you're into a tanky team, you would get this Plasma Blade. But if you're not into it, if you're into a squishy team, let's be honest. How many people play tanks in solo queue? This is nice, but unless they have 2 tanky people, 2 health stackers, I don't think you would get this. So realistically, and how many item slots do you get? You get 5 plus an active. So you're getting the Slayer boots pretty much no matter what. Yeah? Okay, thank you, Jesus. Most likely going to get the Slayer boots for that little bit of physical pen. So that's 1 slot taken. So let's assume for the time being that you need boots. Zoop. Enter. What are those called? Slayer. I like that. Slayer boots. 60 MS. 4. And I'm not sure that you'll opt into the Phi or P pen plus scaling. I'm not sure that you'll opt into putting any points into this for scaling. Because, you know, like, unless you're against, like, just absolute, fully, like, crazy squishy team that builds no physical armor. And it depends on how, like, the formulas work for, like, how the armor mitigates damage. But anyway. Okay, so I mean, you could just go King's Castle, Adrenaline, Ammo, and Voracious Steel. You would 100% could. But is there anything else you'd want to take? Also, these things with an active, can I place them in my active slot? So could I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these? My boot's taking up one of the non-active slots. I don't know. I don't think so, from what I've seen. Some of the black items work with ADC, if I remember. Oh, yeah. Physical power. Because it's nice to get a little bit of health on ADC, especially in a game like this. Oh, yeah. This one was good. Jar of Hearts. All slots can be active, for sure. But I was wondering if that one active slot could house like this item. Or if it only can have these items. Because there's one slot that says consumable slot. Yes. Yeah, consumable. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong verbiage. Or is that specifically for these orange ones? I think that's what. Okay, only consumable. Cool, that makes sense. Cool. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I appreciate it. You might go Goblin Glue. Oh, Gob Glue. You might go Goblin Glue. Attack speed and crit chance. I don't know. You already get so much crit chance. And you get a decent chunk of attack speed too. I think you just want more physical power. I feel like in this build you just need more physical power. So what gives like a lot of physical power? This does. Basic attacks apply your health as true damage. So Touch of the Titan. Basic attacks apply 2% of your max health as true damage on it for 5 seconds. So this scales really well, obviously with max health. Also, what isn't immediately apparent is this seems to scale extremely well with attack speed as well. Right? Think about it. If it's on hit, right? If Chimera is 2,000 health and he attacks 1 time per second, you know, God, my brain can't do math right now. He does like 40 true damage, whatever, something like that. 40 true damage. If I have 1,000 health, but I attack twice as much, if I have half as much health, but I attack twice as fast, I'm doing the same as much. I'm doing the same amount of damage. So you might take Fist of the Titan. FOTT. Attack speed for active plus a Titan Fist active could melt. Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, the Adrenaline boost plus Titan Fist. So maybe you go green. Because the scaling physical power is really nice. But this King's Castle scales physical powers. I don't know. What gives the most physical power in the game? Is it this? Yeah, it is. Okay. Because what seems, I'm not sure what the level scaling is, right? Like, I don't know how much physical power or how much attack speed or growth you get per level, so that'll be important. But what seems like to me is that you have more than enough crit chance, right? With these, plus a little bit of scaling. You have good crit bonus damage with this, plus your aspect. You have really good attack speed. But that again, I'm making assumptions based on level scaling. I'll have to try that out when I get to test it. Maybe I'm sleeping on Plasma Blade, and then you'll need to take it because they're. Have I seen percentage penetration for physical? I don't think I have. But this is like percentage. This is essentially penetration because it's true damage. So I think Fist of the Titan will be pretty nice on ADC. So if we're going green for this, but you don't have to go green, right? Because you don't need this aspect of the scaling. Because if you're going red, you can have this aspect of the scaling for the same exact thing. I don't know. But let's assume for this we're going green-red. You get two colors, so you could go red and green. You just put your points into the color that scales better. Yeah, absolutely, you'd put them into red, 100%. But, so maybe you wouldn't even need to go. So Eldritch Flame, no, that's it. Ability, energy power. Goblin Glue, you might go if you need more attack speed or if you need more crit chance and you don't want to go. No, I realistically don't see you ever going Goblin Glue over one of these. These are both just really good. Jar of Hearts. Using abilities and landing basic attacks, store charges at 60 charges, get a bunch of lifesteal. And you apply drama. You apply trauma, so you reduce healing from all sources. So this is nice. You might get this. You wouldn't get any white items. Yeah, no, none of those make sense. And if you don't have energy scaling, you wouldn't go any of the blue items. So your only real options are these green and red ones. Green, red, and black. Yo, thank you for following. Santhi Oz, OMG. I hope I pronounced that correct. Welcome to the Taco Shack. Happy to have you. Okay, so here's what I think. You get Slayer Boots. Slayer Boots number 1. Doesn't mean you build it first. It's just first one in the build. King's Castle. You need 100%. 2. So we have 3 more spots. The way these synergize, I think you go Adrenaline Boost, Titan Fist. Three, 4. Right, then you have one more spot to decide between AI ammunition for improved critical damage, Voracious Steel. Does that give you enough crit chance though? Shit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if they're tanky, you drop Adrenaline Boost and go Plasma Blade. You just need more crit chance. You can't just have this as your only crit chance. That's not enough. Yeah, this is just 30 plus scaling. Even if you get to 20, you're just barely getting to 50 now. I don't think that's enough. And neither one of these give you crit chance. This one does, but okay. King's Castle is a must. Boots are a must, so that's 2 down. See, I feel like Voracious Steel, it's just luxurious, right? Physical power and scaling lifesteal. But you already have 6% lifesteal here. Healing from your active of your max health. So you have lifesteal and healing. So that just makes lifesteal a little bit less useful. I mean, the overshield is super nice. It does require testing. Once they get like 2 or 3 more in the final tier, it'll be a little bit better. Yeah, 100%. Because if you add one more item, then your options become like multiplied. It's like a factorial, right? If you guys, I don't know what the fuck a factorial is, but I think it's like a factorial. Okay. Skoggles raid with a party of 6. What up, hombre? I hope your city building went well. I saw the flood destroying your whole city. Wee woo, wee woo. Raid alarm. I appreciate you, Skoggles. Okay, so the flood. All right, Slayer Boots, King's Castle, and Adrenaline Boost, 100%. All right, and then I don't know if I guess this would be enough crit chance if they're tanky, right? If they're tanky and you want to go more on hit build, so let's say crit build, crit build. So this is like if they're a little bit more squishy. Like this, 5, and this 4. Then you'd want to go this. Oh, crit build. Dude, remember when crit was absolutely terrible at the end of Legacy and no one could go it? It gives you 32 PP. I was so happy when it actually came back. Plus 25% crit chance. Plus scaling. And plus 40% crit damage. Oh, that's crit DMG. Crit chance. Crit chance. So maybe we wouldn't go Titan's Fist against the tank squishy team. Maybe we would go that Voracious Steel. Yeah, I think you'd go Voracious Steel at that point. So this is your build. Into squishies, 38 physical, plus 12% lifesteal, plus scaling. You get the overheal passive because that shield, right? 20 times level. That shield's gonna be so nice against a team full of squishies that want to blow you up. And then you get more physical power, right? With the activation, if you don't need it, if the fight's going your way, you can be like, all right, it's time to hit the go switch. I remember when lifesteal was asinine and Yin was unkillable. Dude, I hated Yin. I never played her. I never was good at her. Didn't like her. I don't remember anyone being good at Yin. Imsco wasn't good at Yin. Logic never played her. You just hit a long ass whip. I just want my boy Grux, dude. Same. I love Grux. Grux and Murdoch and Twin Blast were the only people I ever got to level 10. I mean, I played on like 4 different accounts, but still. Okay, so that's your crit build. Now we go on hit build versus tanky versus squish. I should put these in order. Whatever. Slayer boots. But I don't know what the best order is, so I'm not gonna. On hit build could be busted on Twin Blast. True. So what are the on hit items? So with on hit, you don't even really need physical power because you're worried about the passives and your attack speed. So attack speed and that. So perfect. Plasma Blade fits in our on hit build perfectly. Plasma Blade 10. Plus it's an on hit build. It's an on hit item. Plus it gives physical penetration. It's actually perfect. Phi Pen. Actually perfect into tanky. 35% AS and Titan Slayer passive. 2. Adrenaline boost for sure. It's the highest attack speed item in the game. Adren boost. Absolutely no doubt about it. And since we're going to Adren boost, it combos perfectly with Fist of the Titan for Fist of the Titan. 30 physical power plus scaling plus 4. I haven't been doing it, putting commas between things, but I should be. 12 firearm. TOT passive 2% true damage. 5 second. Okay. 60 cooldown. And then what else do we want? What other on hit items are there? She had a very short time when she was good. Yeah, she was like the best in the game, so everyone was like trying to learn her. Talking about Yin again, I mean. Jar of Hearts. Apply trauma. Yeah, good. Attack speed, yes. And apply trauma. But the thing is, this like won't stack, right? It just applies it for 4 seconds, so it doesn't really matter how fast we attack. Using abilities charges it. So it would charge faster with a high attack speed build. So yes, that definitely is something to keep in mind. 100%. Good call. Stasis. I wonder if I wonder if this item is so strong that it'll find a way into your build. I'm tired, boys. I'm head to sleep. Have a good stream, Sam Bino. Just tell me all items to build when I get a access. Will do, man. I wonder if this is so strong, like that dash, that you just need it. So right now it's between Jar of Hearts, King's Castle, AI Ammo, Voracious Steel. Okay, so King's Castle, AI Ammo, Voracious Steel, or Jar of Hearts. Those are our options, right? Because we already have Phantom Blade. We already have Plasma Blade, Fist of Titan, and Adrenaline Boost. So we have to choose between AI, King's Castle, Jar of Hearts, and Voracious Steel. Voracious Steel gives us no attack speed, but against tanky teams, Lifesteal is really good. So it's something to keep in mind. I said Lifesteal was really good against squishy teams. I was mistaken. Shields are good against squishy teams to mitigate their burst. lifesteal in elongated fights. You have more time to lifesteal. Jar gives more attack speed when it's not up. Yeah, so maybe this, but I'm liking the attack speed on this more. And it's scaling attack speed. But something to keep in mind is this attack speed won't scale as well. It'll pretty much just say 35 because we're going to be putting our points in red. But this has no attack speed. And this has no attack speed. I think Jar Hearts it is. If there was another attack speed item, it would go to that. But I think it has to be Jar Hearts. Are there any other attack speed like in blue? In white? No. Maybe we'd go Goblin Glue over Jar of Hearts, but I mean, that would give us better crit. But we're not really worried about crit. Oh, plus the healing, right? Healing reduction. Healing reduction on tanks is important. Yeah, and this gives more lifesteal. Yeah, Jar Hearts has to be it. So fifth and final item for the build. Not necessarily in that order. But in my mind, this 100% will be the two core builds to start for ADCs. I don't really see any other. I mean, you could switch out some of the items and still be very effective, but I think that these are the two most optimal ones. %4 life steal. And then the healing cut and strength drain. Steel passive. So cool. Paragon, yo, what up, hotshot? All right, so let me adjust these around into order. No, that depends on, because you can't see outside of the game, you can't see the build order for components into completed items. Let me just guess though. Plasma Blade, you'd want later. Fist, you want later. You want physical power earlier. What items do we build that give us physical power? Fist and Jar of Hearts. I think I'll go Jar of Hearts first. Gives you power, attack speed, and lifesteal. All stuff you want. Also really late, you could get rid of boots and get King's Castle and just use the Ash. 100%. Good idea. Didn't even think of that. Late, swap out boots for King's Castle. Yeah, I do that shit in League of Legends all the time. I don't know why I didn't think of that in this. What up, K-Sarf? Hi, how you doing? And then for this one, late, swap out boots for, what don't we build? A trend boost. We build a trend boost. Ferocious Steel, AI ammo we build. We don't build Blade. More people have higher health because it'll be later in the game. So yeah, probably want this. But maybe we go Jar of Hearts. But probably Plasma Blade because that late in the game. No, because like the flat physical power would scale better with crit. Because if you have crit, you want physical power, because that's what your crit is multiplying. But this gives more power. But this gives more attack speed. Yeah, so you'd switch out, you'd buy Jar of Hearts late game for Jar of Hearts, 100%. Maybe you go, God damn it, dude. Jar of Hearts or FOTT if you need tankiness. Yeah, Titans. Yeah, maybe Titan's Fist. Fist of the Titan if you need the tankiness is what I said. Like if you need that health to stop blowing up. Okay, so Jar of Hearts, Plasma Blade. I don't think you would get second. I don't think you really want the... Yeah, I think you go Adrenaline Boost second here. So cut, enter. Yo, what up, just another pleb? Long time to see. Hope you're well. I think you go Adren Boost. What's the Titans player passive on basic attacks? Deal current health as energy damage. Maybe you just rush that. Maybe you just rush those on-hit effects and build Jar Hearts last. I don't know, but what sucks though is if you go wait, no, where is it? If you go Dren Boost first, that doesn't give you any power. It just gives you attack speed, which is nice. But if you don't have attack speed from other shit first, then it's kind of pointless. So it's like there's no real set build order for this one. Not a set build order. Jar of Hearts is the least impactful. Yeah, for sure, but the physical power is like so important. Like if you're just building attack speed early on, and these on-hit effects become more and more effective as the game goes on, right? Because people are building more health and they're naturally getting more health, whereas the percent stays the same. So if you build this first item, you know, this 6% isn't much. If you build a fifth item, that 6% is a shit ton. So that's why like those types of items typically are better later in the game. The only reason people build Bork so early, Blade of the Rune King in League, is because it gives power, attack speed, and lifesteal, and active for kiting, you know? It's like, that's just insane. All the stats you want on one item. Not because of the 8% on hit damage. So this one's not a set build order at all. This one can be though. Let's see. Is there anything that gives all of them? Power and attack speed crit, attack speed crit. See, that's interesting. None of what makes Jar of Hearts really unique item is that it gives power and attack speed in the same item. Unless my mind deceives me, I'm not seeing any other ones that give power and attack speed. Yeah. So that's what makes this so interesting. That's why I think Jar of Hearts might be like your go-to first item. I don't know, because its passive is better later on, right? But the item attributes that it gives are the best early out of all these items, depending on how much attack speed you have. Like for just like a straight up ADC who just like, I attack 1 time per second. You know, maybe with Twin Blast's stuff, it's a little bit different. You don't need as much attack speed. Maybe for Twin Blast, like Voracious Steel or AI Ammunition or King's Castle becomes the better. No, AI you wouldn't build first because it's a crit multiplier. You'd build that after you have as your second crit item. Voracious Steel. But in this one, we don't even build Jar of Hearts. Maybe we should build Jar of Hearts and sell it later. What do you get back? I think in the Discord I saw it said you get 70% back. Ooh. So like early on, Jar of Hearts is so good for these attributes, and late it's so good for the active. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, if you're against a Narbash, then you definitely would rush this, though. If against Narbeezy, rush JOH. Just because of the healing. Because he heals so much. All right. I think that is... Oh, yeah. What would we go? So for Murdoch, I think Ace. And the additional crit damage. Yeah, so if you're going the crit build, you need Ace. So we should put that in there. Ace. Aspects equals Ace. See, King seems okay, but I don't know. But we want... This one's is okay if we both go double red. For the on hit, though, we should go green for one of our ones. But are any of these... Yeah, none of those... I would not take any of these on ADC. Any of these green ones. CC, the armor, yeah. Allies, no, this is no good. This is no good. Your shields, your heals and shields increase the attack speed of recipients. Does this work on yourself? It's the only way you'd be able to use Bishop as ADC. If your lifesteal gave yourself 15% attack speed. Otherwise, you can't use that. Every fifth ability. Hero kills increase. You might be able to use Warlock on Twin Blast. Wouldn't be great, but maybe. Spell Vamp, no. Rogue. Pass their minions, not attacking for 20 seconds minus the level gives me 100% crit chance. Maybe there's a Plague Doctor build. We'll do that another day. I've already been theory crafting for what, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Holy cow, it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. It does not feel like that, dude. Holy shit, dude. I'm so excited for this game. You do not need the other color aspects, but we aren't going to use the other color items for scaling. Right, exactly, because we're not going to use those for scaling. 100%. So, I mean, killing a unit causes the base AD for 3 seconds. Plague Doctor... Every 20 seconds, your basic attack applies 8% dot. Maybe you'd want this into tanky people for that dot. Let's say Hunter on both. Last hits heal for 8 HP. With this, we wouldn't need early lifesteal. Hitting 3 consecutive gives me attack speed. Bonus gold. I don't like not getting combat stats. This doesn't give me any combat stats. This gives me combat stats. Yeah, I think you're right on saying Hunter. Yeah, because then I could go King's Castle first and get the attack speed from the effect. I'm just gonna put some commas in so it's easier for me to read this. Okay. Sorry, I know this isn't fun to watch me just watch fucking put freaking heckin' commas in there. But whatever. Let me live my life. Okay. Ace and Hunter. Yeah, and get that 20% attack speed. Last hits, so I don't need lifesteal early. So maybe I wouldn't go King's Castle. So if I go Ace and Hunter, right? Yeah, I'm gonna bring my face back up since we're not like reading all this stuff as much. So I don't need that lifesteal as early, so I could go physical power attack. But there is no physical power. There's physical power crit chance. It's this one. My crits do more damage. Maybe you just rush into this crit damage. Maybe we go AI ammo into adrenaline boost. Yeah, maybe you just rush the crit. You'd have to see. I don't know if that would give you enough physical power. I think you go King's Castle first. And then into your crit items. Yeah, I think that's the right order. Alright. But that's set. Save as.